Good evening, folks, and welcome to Roadmap Part 2. I've been given half an hour to do this roadmap, so let's get to it. Cue the intro. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the roadmap of Train Sim World 5 Part 2. As I said, I've got half an hour. It is 2 minutes to 6, so let's get going. Too long, didn't read summary. Train Sim World 5 core features. We have conductor mode. We have live map 2.0, route hopping, fast travel, photo mode enhancements, track shadow rendering, digital display screens, tutorials, guides, and training center. And also additional changes, the Xbox audio improvements, achievements in TSW5, a new layer selector, and Japanese localization coming soon. We also have the third-party partners of welcoming Athena Simulations, Rivet Games update on the 5-circle Leven branch, Skyhook's game Levermouth Rail Link livery, and new cargo line volumes, and an update from Alan Thompson Simulation. So, new features and tools. Welcome back. Chance to share with us all the exciting content that's been working on at Dovetail for all of us at home. In this second part, we're going to be exploring the brand new features that they've implemented and improved coming with Train Sim World 5 in more detail, and checking in with brand new announcements from the third-party partners. When they started to compile the list of features they'd be developing, they kept players in mind, using community requested features, data-driven surveys, Q&A threads, and general day-to-day feedback that we see across the online spaces that everyone has sent to them to help guide on what they need to work on. And just as a reminder, there is the FAQ page as well. So let's explore the new features. Conductor mode. One of the highest scoring features on the last few player surveys was conductor mode, also known as guard mode. The reason why they call it conductor mode is because of the Americans. Think of training center, spelt wrong. Which has seen interest and appeal grow rapidly since they released this new way to play Train Sim World across a couple of scenarios on Glossop Line and Long Island Railroad commuter. Conductor mode is back in full swing for Train Sim World 5. Using the feedback from the community to focus on improvements, they've decided to make this a full experience across Train Sim World 5 routes and selected trains, whilst introducing new scoring and objectives. In a contrast to how you normally experience driving trains, players will be able to enjoy the role of a conductor, inspecting passengers' tickets, moving passengers' bags out of the way, and operate train doors in time with departures and arrivals. This mode will include, in all, the 3 new core routes coming with Train Sim World 5. You will get it on the Class 350 on the West Coast Main Line, the Rotem cars and Bombardier bi-level coaches on the San Bernardino line, and the DBBR 114 Plus Dos for the Frankfurt Fulda. Once the Great Western Express remaster releases in the near future, it will also include the mode for the HST Mark IIIs and the Class 166. And I had a little bit of help in that with the Great Western Express, because we were going, if we're going to get guard mode, why not do it, Liam? Put it on the HSTs. And he opened the door and selected the buttons, and we have it. So, a key highlight of conductor mode is that from one region to another and one loco to the next, the experience will vary. On San Bernardino, you'll need to radio the driver before setting off. However, this differs when riding the Class 350 on the West Coast Main Line, because you'll use 2 buzzes of the signal. And with the DBBR 114 and Frankfurt Fulda, you'll have a whistle instead. As the protocol in the real world, you've now got multiple ways that you can experience being a conductor across these routes in Train Sim World 5. As these procedures differ from one country to another, setting up this feature is not as simple as enabling it across all content equally. So they've chosen the routes and locos they think players will be able to utilise the most and get the best experience when playing as a conductor. As a note from launch, this won't be something that the ICET and the Pendolino will have enabled. The teams have focused on the 350 and the 114 first due to the higher stopping frequency, better suiting the gameplay of conductor mode. They are looking at implementation for these locos as a post-release improvement, but it's also really key that they are growing this mode with our continued feedback. So let them know what you think when you get to try it from September. Live Map 2.0. One of the biggest areas they've heard feedback on is the usability of the live map, which in TrainSwell 5 is seeing a brand new facelift, improving the experience, providing more information for us to review whilst in a game session. New legend markers and a legend chart will help identify everything happening around you and across the route you're playing, from physical locations such as platforms, stations, cities, towns, to locations of tutorials, spawn points, which can be accessed via fast travel. New tooltips will also give you specific information based on what you're selecting, such as a signal to give you information on the route speed, the current status, even the direction of the signal, or an AI service that details the current speed and service ID. Immersion is a massive part of Train Real World, of course it is, Train Sim World, so the new route hopping feature is a great way to extend your adventures in a single session and minimise their need to move between UI menus as much as possible. So players will be able to interact with a point on foot across specific stations and jump between like-for-like locations to find other installed routes that share a similar link and continue their experience in the game, exploring a different timetable or taking a journey across a new route. For example, London Commuter and East Coastway both share a station at Brighton, so you'll be able to start a service on one of these routes. Once you've reached Brighton, quickly switch over and continue across the new route, whilst maintaining the same time of day, month of year and current weather conditions. Chain routes together and explore the world in TSW without being constrained to the main menu to find your next adventure. From launch, route hopping will be compatible with a range of TSW routes, and you'll be able to find a breakdown of all the hopping combination in the route hopping FAQ guide. Fast travel. Similar to route hopping, fast travel empowers you to explore the world happening around you. In this case, giving you the ability to move around the current route you're playing using the new Live Map 2.0. Whilst you're on foot, you'll be able to access the live map and navigate to various jump points instantly. Whether you've spotted some action on the timetable at another part of the map, or you've missed your train at the current platform, using fast travel will allow you to catch up. You won't be able to teleport just anywhere along the map. There are specific locations, markers which come up for major yards, sidings, stations, and in other preset locations, and can be found in the live map. This feature will work across. This should have removed one of those. This feature will function across compatible content where existing spawn points are already included. So get ready to jump into TrainSwell 5 and get to the action as you find it. Combine this with the new functions in photo mode, which we'll talk about shortly, and you'll truly be free to play how you want. So, photo mode enhancements. Coming with TrainSwell 5 is an update to photo mode, which will allow us to take even more breathtaking screenshots with new quality of life additions and filters that help you snap the perfect shot any time of day under any circumstance. First up, get your magical abilities ready. With these improvements, you'll be able to control the time of day, the month of year, and alter the weather instantly, all within photo mode, which will allow you to make your shots just the way you want them and leaving your current service completely untouched by the changes. If you've ever hit pause too early whilst getting ready to capture the perfect screenshot, well, they've added an option for us. With the update, you'll be able to advance the train forward for a few frames on the track to help you perfectly line up that screenshot just how you planned. Advanced time. Whilst we're speaking of aligning the best shot, the photo mode camera is now also unlocked from its set orbit around the train, so you can enter and explore with a no-clip style approach around the trains and even into the interiors to push your screenshot capabilities to the limit. In addition, they've added new filtering options, including a sepia filter that will appear to age your photos so they seem older, a new motion blur setting, as well as a graininess slider, which will allow you to add some roughness to the screenshots you take. And together, all of these tools will provide creative new ways to have endless fun and show off our trains and routes in Train Sim World 5. Track shadow rendering draw distance. A surprise hiding in the shadows. Okay, let's stop with those puns, please, Dovetail. But as teased in the roadmap yesterday, they've been able to improve the rendering draw distance system for shadows on the tracks, so you will no longer see a harsh cut of shading following ahead of the train as you drive. So they know this has been a key request from the community to improve, and the teams have managed to add this without impacting the performance across the routes. This will be a feature for all Train Sim World 5 content as standard, and they've also implemented it across a range of Train Sim World compatible routes, which includes the Salzburg-Rosenheim, Naverke-Dresden, S-Bahn-Vorarlberg, Kassel-Würzburg, Maintalbahn, Link-Rheinstrecke, Bremen-Oldenburg, Niddertalbahn, Semmeringbahn, Long Island Railroad Commuter, Antelope Valley Line, Cajon Pass, Boston Sprinter, East Coast Main Line, London Overground Suffragette Line, Southeastern High Speed, Glossop Line, and LGV Méditerranée. So they know this is another big improvement to the immersion that everyone's been asking for, and the teams will look at opportunities to bring this to more of the compatible collection in the future. Digital display screens. As they introduce more and more trains with interactive display screens into Train Sim World, they wanted to implement a feature that will aim to improve the accessibility of using and viewing these screens to support a whole range of people who engage with the titles. You'll be able to zoom to a digital screen to fit your entire window without any motion shaking, because that's the problem at the moment, especially when you're on controller on a console and it's moving around and you can't reach it. You will be able to navigate this much more easily with D-pad controls to move around the screen without the need for a joystick or finer inputs. This will be a standard feature across all content in Train Sim World and will function across all the back catalogue and compatible content. They always take opportunities to help improve the accessibility so that Dovetail can welcome everyone into the simulators. Again, feel free to provide the teams with any feedback for this new development. Tutorials, guides and training centre. Oh, did you notice that new style? One of the first things you'll see when opening Train Sim World 5 is an updated UI across all the menus. This year, they've also taken the opportunity to add new functions within that UI that support text, images and videos. So train operations. Within the menus, you will find a new train operations section, which will support brand new tutorial guides you can find to help learn, directly available from the main menu or the pause menu mid-session for easy instant access. They've taken feedback from new players coming into Train Sim World and used this to help improve the tutorial flow and adjust the difficulty levels in the training modules to provide a better experience when starting out. GBBR 146.2 and DOS is now in Training Centre. They've added it to help all players when learning German locomotives, and everyone who joins Train Sim World with the free starter pack will be able to enjoy these as well. A reminder, the free starter pack is free for everyone for a month to keep forever. Once you've bought it for free, it's free forever. And I don't know if they're going to keep it. They might remove it after that month, as in not even charge, it is just removed. This is for brand new people coming to Train Sim World if they want to just get the training centre, but it probably would be better to go for the core route version, the standard edition, deluxe or special. Or if you are an existing Train Sim World gamer, you can upgrade to Train Sim World 5 for free with all your existing routes getting all the updates, but just not the core routes of Train Sim World 5. Additional changes. Xbox audio improvements! Finally! With the release of Train Sim World 5, all Xbox consoles will now support improved audio compression to increase the quality of sound effects across all content to address sound artifacting, which were negatively impacting players on the platform. That's what it was like. It would just make clicking and all sorts of noises. They appreciate the community patience on this and hope you're able to enjoy the improved experience coming in September. Matt, went through this during the visit that we had last week, and went into a bit more detail on this, so hopefully they're going to show a little bit more of that coming up. But because it was, I'm under NDA, I don't want to reveal extra bits just in case I shouldn't. So, how have achievements changed in Train Sim World 5? Well, they also wanted to touch briefly on achievements. They've heard player feedback and understand that repeating the same achievements you unlocked in the previous game is not fun. For this reason, Train Sim World 5 will start with a clean slate, introducing a brand new set of achievements that are only applicable to new content. Just a bit of background on that. When you go for Train Sim World 1, 2, 3, 4, your achievements reset because of the console thing, because of cheating is what they would call it, or the game people would call it, the console people. So they had to redo it, but that's not fun. So wipe the slate clean, start from scratch, and actually that will really help, because there will be, hopefully, in the works, better achievements than just the basics. And also, because it's wiped the slate clean, the achievements that you're allowed to put in a game was getting pretty full. So that will really, really help in the future. So new layer selector functionality. Bringing more QOL to timetable mode directly from community suggestions. You can now find a layers button where you can select and deselect options based on applicable compatible content that works with the route. You'll see both add-ons you have installed and add-ons that aren't currently owned by you, so you can get a better view of what extra content is available. This should give you more control on what layers you want to see appearing on routes, which can be useful to disable any non-prototypical layers that you may not want to appear, or for users on 8th generation consoles, so the Xbox One and PS4, to help support performance by limited layers. Example, Great Western Express is going to give you an underground train using the 484. If you don't want that, because it technically shouldn't be there because it's not the right train, and the Bakerloo line on the Central line shouldn't really be there, you can switch it off. Or if it's performance, you do it that way as well. Finally, Japanese localization is coming soon, as you probably guessed, because of the Tadami line. It will be coming soon, and we had a look at that last week. It is a work in progress, but we saw it all in Japanese, and that was pretty cool to see. But it just needs that fine-tuning to make sure that it all fits on the screen and it works well. So, third-party partners. Athena Simulations, welcoming a new partner to the family. So, Dovelair are delighted to welcome a new developer as Athena Simulations unveiled their first content for Train Sim World 5. Not Train Simulator World, because that's what it says on the news article. The name may be new, but the team is composed of developers with a rich pedigree of TSW content. Athena. We've been working on a new gameplay pack, East Coast Mainline Diesel Rail Tours, bringing exciting new content both for the East Coast Mainline route and Train Sim World 5 as a whole. Highlights of the pack include a brand new Class 47 locomotive, modelling what is often regarded as the most iconic member of the Class 47484 Isambard Kingdom Brunel. The locomotive featured in its special edition livery was often used on numerous rail tours and hauled the Royal Train from its base at Old Oak Common Shed. Utilising the latest in modelling techniques in Train Sim World 5, the locomotive features custom 3D nameplates and 3D number plates, plus a highly detailed model. The team have even gone so far to recreate the variations in each cab end after the real locomotive was rebuilt after accident damage. The pack also brings a range of Mark I coaches in BR blue and grey livery, as much as requested by the community. They're also thrilled to announce the inclusion of 10 custom scenarios for East Coast Mainline. 10 custom scenarios, with new features such as complex depot movements, the opportunity to run around your train, and coupling double-headed formations for a very special rail tours between Doncaster and Peterborough. So we can't wait to hear more details of their release coming soon. Rivet Games. Update on 5 Circle Leven Branch. So Rivet Games are very busy adding the recently opened Leven Branch to the 5 Circle route and are expecting to release this in early autumn. They're not quite ready to start sharing screenshots, but thought that some readers may be interested in some of the research they've been gathering. So ordinarily, Rivet will use a wide range of reference material for making routes, including cab ride videos, track, signalling diagrams, along with photographs gathered on research trips. Due to the newness of the branch line, one of the normal references, Google Earth images, is not available because the images are a few years old. So they had to improvise. Fortunately, they were able to arrange a flight in a light aircraft and survey the new route, which has a couple of reference images that we've seen. The flight track is shown on the map in blue. So, Skyhook Games, ScotRail Class 158 Lever Mouth Rail Link livery. This is one that's been going on for a little while, but the teams at Skyhook Games are also working hard on further improvements of the ScotRail 158, and this month we've been able to see a few in-development screenshots for a new custom livery they've been creating, which is the Lever Mouth Rail Link livery, which is on a real 158, and it's so good that they're able to recreate this for 5 Circle. So this will come with improvements to the 5 Circle route with new gameplay and a new 5 Circle timetable to take full advantage of the upcoming Lever branch expansion. And hopefully we're going to see some 158, 170 link-ups. More cargo loan is on the way. So as a final mention, Skyhook wanted to confirm that they are currently developing new cargo line volumes to continue the series. Volume 3 intermodal, so a new FCA twin spine wagon with new containers, and Volume 4 military with a new KWA well wagon and custom cargo. So hopefully we'll see more details and screenshots of those in the future. An update from Alan Thompson Simulation. So let's reach out to them. They're excited to tease more details, which is in the final stages of development. So ATS, or Alan Thompson Simulation, is made up primarily of railway and sim enthusiasts and was set up in 2018 to bring together some of the finest individuals train sim talents and to create a new community hub for fans alike. Over the past 2 years, some of this core team, amongst the host of new members, consisting of train drivers, guards, engineers and various others, have in their spare time learned and trained to become game developers using the Unreal Engine editor. Since the turn of the year, ATS has worked extensively to develop its first TSW route. Their 3D artists have now finished sculpting all the fantastic artwork that the route has to offer, from the ultra slick and modern to the classical Victorian architecture, the various stations, bridges and signal boxes that have been carefully crafted for this route, offering an incredible amount of detail to ensure the most authenticity. Alongside this, their environment artists are putting the finishing touches to this urban metropolis, capturing every detail with a host of new assets to ensure the most in-depth and accurate route detail. Whilst ATS can't unveil the route at this moment in time, we'll see much more to come in the coming weeks as we all welcome them to Train Sim World 5. So we have a couple of sneak peek photos, images at early testing. I've not actually looked at any of the forums, so leave a comment. Has somebody figured out where these shots are taken? Let me know. Yes, and that's it. Oh, that is it. We are at the end. Oh, and we finished early. I said to Mrs. MegaSim, I'll be half an hour, and I'm under that. So, just before we go, let's have a look at route hopping FAQ. So there was the FAQ. So what is route hopping? So we know what route hopping is. We've already gone through that. So I just want to mention UK content. We've got Great Western Express. Oh, this. Oh, it's loading, isn't it? So if I stop it. Great Western Express, East Coastway, South Eastern High Speed, Cathcart Circle, London Commuter, Edinburgh Glasgow, 5 Circle, West Coast Main Line South, Bakerloo Line. So if you want to have a look into that, Great Western Express is, Paddington, but then you've got the Bakerloo Line at Paddington, but then you've got all the other London routes, so West Coast Main Line, South Eastern High Speed, London Commuter. So it's kind of like a hub of London, and you can hop to other routes. Cathcart Circle and Edinburgh Glasgow. Yes, it's not the same Glasgow station. It's round the corner, but it's Glasgow, so that's why it's in there. US, you've got the Harlem Line, Long Island Railroad Commuter, New York Trenton, San Bernardino, Antelope Valley Line and Cajon Pass. And then for European content, you've got the Ruhr-Signal, the main Spessartbahn, Rhein-Ruhr-Osten, Dresden-Riesa, Maintalbahn, Frankfurt-Fulda and Kassel-Würzburg. So lots of different hopping that you're able to do. But just remember with the hopping, when you finish your service at 2:15 and you jump to, I don't know, from East Coastway onto Broughton Main Line, you'll jump to 2:15, but then you've got to figure out what to do then. Because, you know, there might be a train there at 2:15, there might not. So it's not going to jump you into a train, you have to go to the main menu. It will just drop you into foot mode, effectively. But that's all I'm going to say about that, because that's coming. But, you know, that's where you have to kind of work on your timetables and make sure you're running to time. Because if you're late, you then do a bit of fast travel, wouldn't you? Because you would go, I've missed that train. Let's fast hop to Gatwick and we'll catch it there. You know, that's what you're able to do. Anyway, that was a mammoth of a roadmap, part 1 and part 2. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, but thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos from the MegaSim and Train Real World as well. I will see you on the next video. This is MegaSim out of here. See you soon, guys. Bye.